You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say.
Stupendous. I didn't think he'd pull through. Thank God. And indeed, Mr. Everard as well. In this investigation, one may have you... Of course, Detective. You can always drop by later, should something come up. Now, that's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared. Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with. I'm afraid I can't say any more until we've taken care of formal protocol.
Feelings will guide the way.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
Officer. You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back.
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting in. Somehow.
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbor. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a...
Remember those bold, new exotic revenue streams Everard said he was going to fund his harbor with? You should go back and ask him about that.
Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like...
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
The Jamrock Shuffle. In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers. Most of them are from Jamrock or Coal City, the poorest parts of Revachol, that also overlap with the network of royal catacombs called Librería, just beneath the streets. As children, you would all go underground hoping to find treasure and come back with a rat's tail or a used.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteers to be her henchmen. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
I wouldn't go that far. Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. I think she's just quick to adapt. She's a professional, after all. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their tail. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching. Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate.
You could request a new one from the station, but that would literally...
You're back. Good. What can I... It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol.
Ingredients for what?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production...
While Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock...
How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets.
Uncovering Union secrets could also give you an upper hand when dealing with them.
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently there's...
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM.
Well, here's your chance, officers. No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company... This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge. And the thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable...
Well, at least this solves one.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand. How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to...
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves. precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you. The two might even be connected.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done. Yes? Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Yes? What do you want to know? What's there to say? It's just stupidity. The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On somewhere in your mind hangs a dark green blackboard. There are 2 columns. One says, cases solved. The other, confirmed kills. The rows are endless. Jean Vicmer, Judith Minot, a special consultant. What was his name? Then the rows degrade into green nothingness.
Yes, I'm an unrepentant spoilsport. Well, technically, the official record keeper has been known to double-count murder-suicides.
A common accounting gimmick used to inflate precinct stats.
I'm good enough for this case. I'm not here to compete. I came because I had to. My fellow officers, the sergeants in particular, would have made this scene into a circus. Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here, north of the interchange.
Clearly, he has already formed his own. It's all part of the master plan, you see.
A good joke. It's good we set this thing aside. Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight Precinct 57. Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
I've considered it. I don't think I can say one way or another. I do think it's somewhat unlikely. I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win. Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? Not a fan. It's just the nature of Lieutenant.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its...
Try work, the case at hand. It can work miracles. Focus on other people's troubles, not your own. That is a relief.
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch.
What about me? Good. Let's change this. Excuse me? Detective, if I may be frank, you seem to be in a deranged state. You have trouble remembering things. You've misplaced.
Oh, so you're an unaccountable wreck who has to be supervised? You don't have to take this display of authority.
That's good. Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self-discovery. You'll still have your evenings to yourself. Please do. We wouldn't want your regiment to spill.
The lieutenant is pretty sure self-care is...
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Fate.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like. You're not lying. You're giving her peace of mind.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before. You're no para-detective. You look nothing like one. And you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me.
You look like one. The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook.
How do you know?
Here we go.
I should have realized. A pattern lies within the fabric. The hand of fate guides us. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us. If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it? Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney? Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness, and what you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
God. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life. She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. This is a person coming to terms with a new reality. One where she's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an asshole.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress. Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne. It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jamrock. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better time he made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Super silent, almost inaudibly so.
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand. She's been too busy helping me here, so she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes...
And hell freezes over? Never mind. It's not a good topic to get into. The woman looks aloof. Her features much softer. Occasionally, you see a set of You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese.
Oh!
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. Only an echo. No one is. After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Detective, you're the one in charge. What is this place? Yes, but no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of...
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do.
A barbell lies on the floor. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of... There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game. A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head.
Good technique.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin. You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere one of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The Haldor, the Tworg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Political commentary. That one has a great beard too. Just look at those details.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up rivers. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy." This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like spring. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board
looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out. A dusty radio computer sleeps on its wired frame, forgotten and unused.
Another radio computer, just sitting here without anyone in.
What he means is that these things cost money. Why would anyone? This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120.
It's your call. You're in charge of this expedition, officer.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing it's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left.
This is where the memory should go.
Nothing happens. Something's missing. There's no tape in the player. Nothing happens. Something's missing. There's no tape in the player. Nothing happens. Nothing. Something's missing. There's no tape in the player. Tiles on the cube are This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic. History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 12 unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled, "They must have had massive air width. These things don't come cheap." Someone very important. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through that whoever decides to call in to... There's no way a little basement studio...
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? Yes, I got that. What I meant was, what were they trying to achieve with this damn game? What were their ambitions? Because this here...
This is way above your tiny little policeman head.
Okay, well, I think...
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted to...
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers, through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that...
Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub...
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein.
Not in Revachol West.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an interisolary game before. We just don't... Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the We Were board game.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately.
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalk. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but... Yes, especially in here. Okay, let's keep moving.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to... No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above.
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that would be stupid.
You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected, but malignant entities...
Always has to be the skeptic, this man. A hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts. You muster all your strength, and yet your dehydrated, hungover throat kept a lifetime of smoking and drinking. The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something.
Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads off into the darkness, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. Something close to you dies with a soft electric.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The an electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. Somewhere, a machine hums along with the current, happy and contented. Somewhere in the dark, a giant electrical mammal. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons. There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs, rummaging around.
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice, a gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of...
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy. A An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bed. This must be where the entity. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. Again, your voice becomes a raspy croak mid-sentence. Sire, may we suggest something? Think of the yelling into the furnace as a perhaps it's not such a bad idea. Try it again, son. As before, this is again. Your voice becomes a raspy. Sire, maybe perhaps it's not. Again. Sire, perhaps it's not. Two cables are an electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. Something close to you.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises. The beer's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge slowly melting. The power has been cut off. Both cables are somewhere, a machine.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? Yes, yes? How?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
I knew it. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us. But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not.
You don't have anything of substance to tell her until you found that entity of hers.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now.
Out of the rain and into the gutter.
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it. Oh, I found something while you were away. I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does. Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there. Yes, just like the one Dick Mullen wears all the time. Right, I have to get back to my homework now. before Mum notices.
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined.
Does it say anything interesting?
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is... You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here. That's a plausible hypothesis. It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to discotape.
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's...
Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter. I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the iceberg.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
Kuno saw you wield that can. Sweet graffito action, pig. Kuno likes that delinquent shit. You're still a dink. Now what's your case with Kuno? The fuck do you want with it? Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape. Yeah, Kuno plays on snuff radio, fucks pigs. Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape. Too brutal for you, huh? Kuno fuck your tongue off. Of course you want back in there. Everyone wants good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Kuno doesn't...
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to... No, this is going to need something else, some kind of super pry bar. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand.
Equip the pry bar by going to the tool.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut. The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge. You see the pry bar's metal
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advantage. I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge. Something close to you dies with
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises